Welcome back to Own Your Health. Today we will be discussing how to quickly get into ketosis and actually sustain it. Again, please like, subscribe, share, and comment on content you want me to cover in future videos. Alright, to quickly recap on ketosis, ketosis is a metabolic state in the body where the body uses fat as fuel instead of using what is traditionally used, which is carbohydrates or sugars. So, number one, the surefire and quickest way to get into ketosis is to simply fast. While initially fasting, which is sustaining from macronutrients and calories, you will start to burn through the glycogen stores in the liver, in the stomach, the carbohydrates you just ate, and the carbohydrates already digested in the intestines. So you'll burn through all those first, and the glycogen in the liver, that's just endogenous glycogen, which is just stored carbohydrates in your body, which can be used all throughout the body. While this process is occurring, another process called gluconeogenesis is occurring, which is simply the creation of glucose from non-carbohydrate or sugar sources, like proteins and amino acids, which are in your muscles, in steak, and eggs, etc. The second one is glycerol, which is fat, is usually bound to a backbone of glycerol and has chains of fatty acids to it. So the backbone can be converted into sugar and be used as fuel, or can be actually sent back to the liver to be stored via the Cori cycle. So gluconeogenesis, the body starts this process to seek out more glucose to be used as fuel in the body. So how long does it take into a fast to actually burn through all your liver glycogen and actually start burning fat, which is what we all want? So in a 2008 study, it was showed that the average time was between 12 to 16 hours. Factors like exercising can shorten the time frame. In future videos, I will discuss more about fasting and how to properly prep and execute an optimal fast. Also, we'll discuss why initially your strength drops while fasting and keto adapting. Okay, now the second way, which is slightly slower to get into ketosis, is simply following a low-carb / ketogenic diet, which as you can see, there's multiple types. So the ketogenic diet usually goes off of percentages of calories of the three macronutrients, which is proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. The percentage used for epilepsy is usually 10% protein, 90% fat, and around less than 20 grams of carbohydrates, usually from fibrous sources like vegetables, avocados, etc. Which eating like this is not optimal for healthy individuals or for athletic performance. That is why it is the diet for epilepsy, which is simply seizures. The most common form of the keto diet is the modified Atkins diet, they call it, which is 20 to 25% protein, 70 to 75% fats, and around less than 50 grams of carbohydrates, again, usually from fibrous sources like vegetables, avocados, nuts, etc. This form of the diet increases protein intake, which can be a precursor to gluconeogenesis, which we just went over. Many say this is the highest percentage of protein that can be used for the ketogenic diet because of gluconeogenesis. They say if you eat more protein, more new gluconeogenesis will occur, increase glucose in the blood, and that will increase insulin, which decreases ketone production, which is simply not true, which I will discuss soon. So the modified diet is better than the epilepsy diet because you have more protein, which is more optimal for gym performance, muscle growth, etc. That is why most people follow this diet. And it's more sustainable, more satisfying, and easier to eat. But there is one more form of the ketogenic diet. In future episodes, I will discuss my version of the ketogenic diet, which is Own Your Health's version of the ketogenic diet, which is 45 to 55% protein, 55 to 45% fats, and around less than 40 grams of carbs. I will discuss later how to optimally execute my version of the ketogenic diet, which I've been maintaining for over 6 months now while optimizing my strength performance and refueling muscle glycogen for those explosive movements and lifts. And also, this version of the diet, I have the same, if not higher, ketones than when I was doing the modified Atkins diet, which goes against what most people would say. While following a low-carb / ketogenic diet is the only way to long-term sustain ketosis. So, number 3 is the lymphatic system, which this one helps you mobilize more fatty acids, make more ketones, and have more energy. So, the lymphatic system is like our blood vessels, but instead of containing blood, it contains a substance called lymph, which the main function of the lymphatic system is to rid the body of toxins and contain infection-fighting white blood cells. But most people don't know the other function of the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is responsible for transporting fats, mostly long-chain fatty acids, which later in a future video I will discuss why it's mostly long-chain fatty acids instead of short-chain fatty acids and medium-chain fatty acids. But for now, just know fats, mostly long-chain fatty acids, are transported through the lymph system. Okay. So, unlike the blood vessel system, the vascular system, the lymphatic system has no pump, which the blood vessels have the heart. So, has no pump to move the lymph. So, with that in mind, how do you think we move the lymph? We have to be active. Muscle contractions pushes the lymph throughout the body, which pushes through the fats to be mobilized and mobilized to be sent to the liver for further processing to be made into fatty acids and ketones, which our body uses as a preferred fuel source. Which means if you're fasting or trying to keto adapt and you're feeling all sluggish and you're just laying around and sleeping, then your body won't be able to mobilize and transport the fats to be burned and used as fuel, which includes your own already stored fat. The muscle contractions, again, are the lymphatic system's pump to move the lymph around so we can optimize fat and fatty acid transport. You will want to do full body splits like leg day with upper body and be more active like running, walking, hiking, etc., especially while you're trying to keto adapt. To sustain ketosis, testing is usually required for the first couple months to nail down your macros, food, responses to specific life factors, etc. In future videos, I will discuss the best way to test yourself, when, and etc. Okay, here's an example for the ketogenic diet of the 75-25%, which is called the modified diet. So with this, we're just going to do an average 170-pound male, which is about 2,000 kilocalories, which is normally what people just call calories per day. So protein, they will be consuming 100 to 125 grams, which is 400 to 500 kilocalories. Fats will be 155 to 167 grams, which is 1,400 to 1,500 kilocalories. Carbs will be less than 50 grams, preferably less than 20, especially net carbs less than 20, which in future videos I will discuss net carbs versus total carbs, which that will equal to less than 200 kilocalories. In the next video, I will go over supplements and also substances that will increase keto adaptation and also increase the amount of fat your body can burn. Thank you for watching and subscribe to see when I post my next video. Thank you.